Hey friends, Tori here. So today I thought it would be kind of fun to work on the inside covers of my December daily. So if you watch my intro videos, I'm actually working on 2 December dailies this year. I'm working on this year's, which is 2019, and I'm trying to do last year's, which was 2018, which I created, took all the photos for and everything, but never actually put it together. So I thought the easiest way to do it this year would be like when I do the title page in the 2019 one, I do the title page in the 2018 one. When I do day one here, I do day one here, and so on, if that makes sense. And the fun part about that is that you guys are gonna get to see like 2 different options or 2 different ideas in the videos. And hopefully I can keep the videos short so that doing 2 ideas, 1 in each of them, won't take up too much time. But that's the plan for now, unless you guys let me know in the comments that you don't like it or whatever. So I'm really sorry about the lighting. It's not like perfect, I don't know, but I'm gonna do the best that I can in my new setup in Kenya, and we're gonna start with the title pages in these 2 albums. So let's get going. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but it says that it can cut cork, so I'm gonna try. So I'm all set up and ready to go. I've got my water bottle, I've got a cookie, I've got die cut out things, I've got stamps, I've got Copics. I tried to cut something out of cork, it kind of worked, but I'm thinking I can salvage what kind of worked, because I have a really cool idea I want to happen. So I think other than this cork idea, I don't really have any other ideas. The rest is just gonna happen as we get going. So let's see what happens to these 2 title pages. So before we really get started here, I just wanted to show you guys the covers and where they are right now. On my 2019 one, I have this pattern paper, and on the 2018 one, I have that pink bow that I've already sewn on there. And I actually really love the pink bow, so I'm excited to work with it. So for the 2019 one, I had this idea to cut out the shape of Africa using my silhouette in this cork, and it kind of worked. It's a little jagged on the edges and stuff, so it's not perfect, but you get the idea. And I really wanted to do that because I've just moved to Kenya, and I thought it would be nice to kind of make that kind of the intro page. I also cut out the numbers 2019 on the silhouette mat because I wanted to overlay the number 2019 in cork on top of the cork Africa, but it really did not work. This cork is really flimsy, and it probably is too flimsy to go through my silhouette, so it didn't fully work, but that's okay. I at least got the Africa shape, which is really what I wanted to do. And I kind of even feel like that black and white pattern in the back almost fits with an African kind of intro page theme. I don't know, it kind of worked for me. So I really want to be using my stamps this year. That's like one of my big goals. And so I pulled out a bunch of stamps that I thought could work on either of the cover pages. And then I'm also just pulling out some different supplies. My initial plan for this cover page didn't work out because I had this 2019 idea. And because it didn't work out, I'm having to like reassess and evaluate while sitting here. So I'm just kind of pulling out the various embellishments and things that I did bring with me. To be honest, I did not bring a ton of Christmas supplies because I did not have space. I didn't bring a ton of supplies, period, but I'm just seeing kind of what I have and seeing what might work on this cover page and also kind of trying to come up with an idea while I do it. So I don't know about you guys. Do you feel sometimes like when your first idea falls through that you kind of feel a little stuck, like, what am I supposed to do now? That's kind of how I was feeling on this particular day of making this title page. But in the end, it works out, and I am happy with the way that it looks. I just kind of had to like reassess where I was going with this whole thing. So if you're wondering, the shape of Africa I just found in the Silhouette store. So if you go and like type in Africa, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. But if I can remember to link the design number or whatever, I will try and do that. I don't even know if there is a way to do that. Anyway, so now I'm going to stick down my Africa shape, and I'm just using my Tombow Mono Aqua Glue, which is like my favorite wet adhesive. You guys know how much I love my hot glue gun, and I totally brought my hot glue gun and hot glue gun sticks with me to Africa, but I already have a sneaking suspicion that these December Daily Junk Journals are going to be massive, and the hot glue does add some dimension. So I think for the most part, I'm going to try to use adhesives that are a little flatter. So my new plan was to use this stamp. It's a Studio Calico stamp, and it had the outline of a heart. And I thought it might be kind of cute to stamp the heart in the area of Africa where I am. Like, I'm in the country of Kenya. So I thought it might be cute. And I actually really liked the way that it turned out. I just used some Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and it like settled right into that cork really well. And then I had some gold stickles, which I'm struggling with a little bit, but I decided to just add a little bit of gold into the middle of that heart because I just wanted it to pop a little bit more. And it looks really cute. I have to let it dry for like a long time in order for that gold to like not get everywhere, but it ended up working out okay. And then I felt like it needed something more, some kind of title or something. So I decided to grab some stickers from this Snow and Cocoa sticker set, and also from this Ali Edwards tiny phrase stickers. I think those might be Christmas ones, maybe from last year. And I just layered up a couple of them and also layered them with a label, just because I felt like they needed kind of like a grounding space. And here's where you see me struggle where to put it. I guess I was feeling indecisive. Normally I don't feel this indecisive, but I think it's because my initial plan for the page kind of got sidetracked. So it is what it is. And then I decided to kind of finish the page off with some sequins, just to bring a little bit more gold into the page. And these sequins are actually like party sequins, which I got for $1 here in Kenya, because I didn't bring my sequins with me to Kenya. Sadly, they did not fit in my suitcase. Eventually they will come, but they are at home in a suitcase waiting to be brought to me, but that's the packing problems. So if you want to learn more about my packing problems, I did do some vlogs, and I have another vlog coming up where I like put together my craft room. I just need to edit it. So hopefully you'll see that soon and it'll give you a better idea. But yeah, so that's kind of the way the page turned out with my sequins and gold heart. It still needs the date, like 2019, on there somewhere, so I haven't necessarily decided where to put that. I was thinking maybe of putting it on the front cover, or maybe putting it somewhere on the Africa or something. But while I'm still deciding, I'm just going to leave that there and move on to the 2018 one. So if you missed my opening December daily videos, you'll know that I have decided to work on both my 2018 December daily and my 2019, because even though I took the photos and wrote down what I wanted in my 2018 December daily, it never actually happened, because I was sick for most of it and just crazy busy, and it just never happened. But I really love December daily and I want to have it done, so I am going to make it work this year. So I pulled out this alphabet stamp set and decided that I wanted to stamp out my title for December Daily 2018. And originally I was going to stamp it right onto the page, but in the end I decided to not do that just in case I make a mistake. That's the one thing with doing a junk journal is like if you make a mistake to the page that's like already in there, you either have to like cover it up or pull the page out, which I didn't really want to do because I really love this pink bow that I had sewn on there. So I am going to end up doing it on white paper and then putting it onto the page. So the first thing I was doing was just making sure that the letters would fit, and they definitely did. So I kind of spaced them out, and then I just grabbed some white like paper. It's actually not cardstock, it's just tracing paper. And I'm going to stamp out the letters for December using my Versamark ink. So if you don't know, Versamark ink is like a sticky ink that you can use for embossing. And I thought it would be really fun to do an embossed stamped title on my cover page of my 2018 December Daily. So that's what is going to happen here. And I'm just going to use gold embossing powder from, I want to say We Are Memory Keepers, but that might be wrong. Oh, Recollections. Yep. That's the Michaels brand. So it has been so long since I've done a voiceover for a video, and I just kind of feel like I have no clue what I'm doing. So I apologize if this has kind of been a random mess for me today. So anyways, I stamped out the letters for December using the Versamark ink, and then I have to stamp the letter E a couple more times because the word December has a lot of E's in it. But I decided to just go ahead and heat emboss what I had done and then go and stamp the extra letters afterwards. So you can kind of get a peek at how I'm doing this. And then I just continued to stamp and sprinkle with the powder and then heat emboss. So I'm actually going to skip ahead because I don't think you guys need to necessarily watch me do all of that. But you can see I kind of planned out how many of each letters I needed for December Daily. So yeah, and now I'll just skip ahead. So once I had heat embossed all of it, I cut out all of the letters, and then I'm going to decide where I want them to go. I decided to put December at the top of the page and then Daily at the bottom, just because I kind of like the way that it's split by the bow. I just thought it looked really cute. But I felt like the bottom space had all this like extra space, so it needed something. So I went to my Snow and Cocoa die cuts that I brought with me. And I had this little polar bear tag, which I think is adorable. Like, I love that little polar bear. So I really wanted to try to use him on this cover. So you can see I play around with it a little bit to see if it'll fit. He's a little too big. So in the end, I just decided to fussy cut him out. I did leave a little bit of the blue line around him just because I like that blue color, and I like how it kind of looked on the pink. It just kind of went somehow. So I stuck him there, and then I'm going to just play around with the letters again, trying to see how to fit. I'm going to end up needing to cut him a little bit because he's a little bit too tall to fit in that space, and I didn't want the bow to be like right on his head. And then I was feeling like that blue looked really pretty on there, but there needed to be some more blue on the page. And I actually had the packaging, and I saw those lines on the back of the packaging and thought this would be perfect. So I grabbed my trimmer and I cut like a strip from that, and I'm going to end up using the back of that packaging at the top where it says December, and kind of lay the words December on top of that packaging there. And I actually really love the way that it turned out. I like that blue, like that same blue that's behind the polar bear, also goes to the top. Sometimes that's a nice trick for you if you're working on something, whether it's December Daily, you're scrapbooking or cards, is to kind of like have a certain color and bring it to other places on the page. And to use the packaging, to me, is like the perfect way to do it. So I used my glue to stick down those letters, and then I just trimmed my little polar bear man down a little bit so he was a little shorter. And now I'm going to glue him and the letters daily down. And then I decided that that top piece needed to just be a little thinner, so I just cut it down with my ruler. And then I use my glue again to just glue it down to the top. So I've got my December, my bow, my polar bear, and my daily. And I wanted to finish it off with the date, so I went to the Snow and Cocoa sticker sheet to just see if there was a label that I could use for the date. And once I figured out which one it was, I left it on the sticker sheet because I figured I would stamp or write it on there. And I ended up going with the stamp, so I used my tiny roller date stamp to do the December 1st to December 31st kind of thing. And I stuck down a little bit of washi tape from Felicity Jane, and then I'm going to stamp my date. Now, you may realize this right away. I did not realize this right away. I totally stamped December 1st, 2019 and December 31st, 2019 on this when it's supposed to say 2018. And I feel like this is going to be the trend for this year, is stamping the wrong date on things, because I'm doing both last year's and this year's, but it's okay. I stuck it down. I end up later taking that label off and putting it on the other cover, so it ends up working out in the end, and I'll just replace it with another one. So I'm just kind of showing you the page and how it turned out, and I'm really happy with the way that it looks when you're going to open the album. I'm also going to just quickly show you the other one, and there you go. There are the two title pages for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and you'll come back soon and check out the rest of my December daily pages for this year. See you soon. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. Talk to you later.
Magic
Bye.
is falling straight from the sky, covering everything glistening white. Jack Frost has finally come out to say hi with his snow on Christmas morn.